What's up, guys? Leafy Murdoch here, and here's to episode 2 of season 4 or season 3 or whatever you want to call it. It's called season 4 just to be easier. Of the 7 Deadly Sins. We finally picked stuff back up. Last week was an introduction, and a lot of people say it was a very lackluster introduction, as someone pointed out in the comments down below in my previous video. So, yeah, I'm very excited for now, a bit more excited anyway. Due to the fact that we're getting a bit more back into the lore of things and not like expedition stuff and like fillers. I don't know if it's filler or not, but it was not very good last week, whatever it was. But anyway, let's get into it. So we get back into the forest where Diane and or Diane or whatever, or Diane and King are having a bath. And they call each other naked. And then they talk about like what the current events and what's previously been happened, and they do mention that the commandments haven't really been up to much ever since Melodia's death in the last season. So yeah, and then they go and rejoin with the top ranking chief warrior thing, the giant Diane is big friends with, and yeah, came back to life with, and so is that assist. I'm really bad with names, but the assistant thing, and she they have this wicked like elf party or whatever. And by the way, the visuals look way more better this week. Last week, it was absolutely trash, honestly. Like it's very like boring. It just felt like I was watching like a really casual anime last week, but it's definitely stepped up their game this time around. Yeah, they had this like weird elf like king wizard thing and like dance thing, and then what do you call it? And then they get it's like a hypnotized, so everyone's like dancing and everything, and then I can't remember her name. I'm just called her a psychic. So psychic starts thinking about the previous elf king, and she randomly appears, and it appears to be an illusion at first, but then as soon as you get into more closer territory, as soon as the illusion goes away and like everyone stops fighting or whatever, um, Diane and King have disappeared. So yes, where have they gone? Who knows? So then they appear at this like tree fortress thing, and there is the former king of the giants and former king of the elf realm or elf kingdom or whatever. And so naturally they start attacking because they are the Ten Commandments, or two of the Ten Commandments. And King and Diane get their ass whooped. That is the thing, like they expect to be killed, but the king of the elf, the king of the elves, revives them, and then not revive them from death, or just revive them from like injuries and stuff. And it turns out that, well, you wonder what the hell is he doing? Why is he reviving them? It's probably something I've completely forgiven from season 3, but yeah, turns out they've turned face or they've turned hero, and they are against the Ten Commandments now. And what they want to do is train King and Diane, um, just train them to become stronger. And during the fight, the previous king of the giants said to Diane, like, it's not always about physical strength for being a giant. It's like, I don't know, it's more about, I think it's about your spirit or something like that. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, and then they go back. Then although the previous king of the elf kingdom, um, puts King and Diane in their bodies. So King's now the previous king of the elf world and elf kingdom, and Diane's the previous king from the giants. And they meet up with meliodas and Elizabeth. But that's where Diane and King find out that Elizabeth is a goddess, and we see meliodas when he's younger days, despite looks the same, um, being a looking like a badass with his berserk inspired sword, definitely inspired sword, or maybe Final Fantasy 7 or a blend between the two. But it definitely looks wicked. And yeah, and this, interestingly enough, like Meliodas has demon wings. I think the other Ten Commandments do, but I haven't seen Meliodas or remember Meliodas having the wings or whatever. So then they say like Meliodas is like, although King and Diane were in their bodies, we call them King and Diane for now. Like, we're not, oh Meliodas, there you are, I thought you were dead, sort of thing. But turns out like it's obviously in the past, and or is it King and Diane are obviously in different bodies, and he doesn't know who King Diane is, because it's in the past. And oh yeah, by the way, they have realised they've changed bodies and stuff, but it's seen in perspective of the previous kings. And basically, they go into this thing and have a fight, oh, this like town thing, have a fight and have a war, and then yeah. So Meliodas is like whipping ass, Elizabeth is whipping ass, while King and Diana sit back, while when they bump into this like giant thing called Purity or whatever, or Pity. So yeah, which is one of the previous Ten Commandments of the seven, or of the deadly, oh no, of the Ten Commandments. Yes. I will say, I was debating after season 3 or season 2, whatever ended, whether or not I should read the manga. I thought, nah, I finished it about a month ago, and I was like, nah, I'll wait until like a good, a good, or only have to wait a month for the manga to anime season 4 to come out. And on episode 2, am I regretting it and wish I read the manga? Not really so far. It's very early to tell, but I'm very happy that the quality and the standards have gone up since last week anyway. It wasn't a very good episode last week, but it's definitely improved massively anyway in episode 2. So yes, anyway guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. It's been your boy, Luffy Murdoch. See you next time, peace.